Today, I want to talk about the importance of community. You know, guys, these are such weird times. You know, it's all about hustle culture, making money. We no longer see the importance of investing in relationships. I feel like relationships are as, you know, the last resort, like when everything else has failed. It's only then we can run towards community. And I think we've missed the plot as a society, because community should come first before everything else. What's the point of you owning everything, having all the money, the luxury, without family, without friends, without having people that you can share, you know, your blessings with? I feel like it's pointless. And nowadays, and also I think we've lost sense of community also, because guys, we don't believe in worshiping with others anymore. You know, I think in a way, you need to step back in the days, because you knew after everything that you've gone through during the week, community, you know, shared experiences. But nowadays, it's every man for himself. The island, guys, we have lost the plot as a society. I wonder if things will ever get better, or things are just gonna get worse from here. Yo, I even forgot to greet you guys. Hello, Dumela. Sorry, welcome back to Healing the Inner Child with Mami Ngalai. Hey, the thing is, this thing is stress. Maybe it's because we've achieved a lot, therefore we think our achievements are everything to us. As long as you have these achievements, you don't need anybody. That's why we're getting it all wrong, guys. We need each other. We need community. Let's go back to churches, guys. Let's start worshiping together. Let's start visiting each other. Nowadays, maybe some things are not possible, but Rabona, with this culture of running clubs, join, guys, if you're able to. In another community, at work, like I saw this other post on social media where they were saying that you cannot trust your colleagues. You should only go to work, get your work done, and leave. And I kind of disagree with it. Or maybe it's because of the community that I have, the community that I found at work. My colleagues are more than colleagues, Mona. We've built something that is very unique, that is very special. Because even outside work, like we do things together, I trust them. I can't imagine the people that I spend about 8 hours with. I understand there are work politics. That's why discernment is important. You need to discern, to read the room, to have the ability to read the room, to read people, to read situations. So say, well, this one doesn't deserve. But then you cannot paint everybody with the same brush. There are good colleagues. And I think you need to give yourself that opportunity, that ability to allow yourself to trust people. Because I think also that stems from the inability to trust others. Yes, there are bad people out there, I'm not gonna lie. There are horrible people. But I think it's very scary to approach life with the mindset, yeah, people are gonna betray me. I think also the loneliness pandemic that we're seeing around us, in all of this, people are lonely. We can fool ourselves however we like, but you can have everything, but if you don't have human connection, o tlo feel lonely. Even I think suicide rates, they are contributed to this because people are lonely. People do not see the need to live anymore. I'm gonna repeat things like church. You feel a meaning, man. Honestly, Nakereke is part of who I am. It's part of my identity. I don't know. I have not tried it before. Without church. You hear people saying that, but I can still find God even outside church, of which that is the truth. But with church comes more than that. You find a community, man. You find a place of belonging. Always again, I belong here. I have my people here. Yes, there are church politics, guys. I'm not gonna take that away. I repeat, we cannot paint everybody with the same brush. There are horrible people everywhere. Family, like everywhere. But the spirit of discernment is needed. And I think responsibility that we should pray for that. To some of us who are believers, pray, guys. Have a relationship with God. And I think also by having a relationship with God, you'll then realize and see the importance of human connection, the importance of community. Because, guys, you cannot do this thing alone. My channel is about healing. And I think if you genuinely want to heal, then you need to be open. You need to allow people into your life. I'm not saying you should allow everybody. No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that you should give yourself an opportunity to trust others. I personally believe there are good people out there. Yes, not everybody that I meet is a good person. But I believe there are good people out there. There are people who are able to love me for who I am. There are people who are able to receive what I give. I hope that you give yourself that opportunity to experience humanity again. Because in this life, you can never do it alone. We need each other. We need human connection. We need people. And I hope the people that you allow yourself, how about allow you because of status? Because sometimes we make that mistake. Just because they have 1, 2, 3, 4, just because they have this wonderful cars, just because they have money, and you think that those are the only people that you should allow in your life. The other day I was reading The 5 Types of Wealth by Sahim Bloom, and there's a point that he mentioned under the social wealth, when he was speaking about end status, because the social wealth is actually divided into 3 parts. According to him, it's your breath, your depth, and your end status. That's how you categorize people. Your depth, it's your close community. It's based on shared experiences and other things. Maybe the length of the relationships. The things that you guys have been through together, like shared experiences. And then the breadth, your church, your running clubs, let's say even your colleagues and bonganda babatu, and then your earned status. I think it develops over time. Can be divided into therefore, because of your qualifications and other professional things that you've achieved, that's how you earn the status. And the other one also earn by the things that you do, how you treat people, how consistent you are, you end up earning that status. And I think earned things are better than let's say materialistic things. Things such as trust, you must earn them. You don't just receive them out of nowhere. Trust and respect. Respect, Ilona, we tend to make that mistake of thinking that we deserve respect. No, you earn respect. You do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then people will learn to respect you. I found that very interesting, that we need to allow ourselves to have a community of people. We can never do this thing called life alone. We need each other, guys. And if you've made it to this far, please tell me about your community, the type of community that you have. What do you think about the way that we live nowadays? People not going to church anymore, believing going to church. You know, the loneliness pandemic. What do you think about that? Is there something that you think we need to do, that we need to change in order to make our lives better, so that we can live happier and longer? Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and turn on the notification. Until next time, bye bye.